Okay, hey everyone. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Fact or Fiction from DW Media and IndependenceNation.com. Today we're going to talk about the quantum financial system, QFS, fact or fiction. Is it real? Is it coming? Well, a lot of you may have seen a lot of videos out there about the quantum financial system, but a lot of the videos that I've seen talk about it, but I haven't seen anybody yet point to anything showing. Like, for example, I've never seen anybody really in the banking business, like somebody interviewing somebody about the quantum financial system and this is going to happen. Somebody saying, yeah, definitely this is coming. This is going to happen. I've never seen an interview like one-on-one, a reporter talking to a bank. And so I'm very skeptical of this. I'm not really sure. Now, for those of you who don't know what a quantum financial system is, it's allegedly a new currency backed by gold that is supposed to be the new global standard. And according to what I've been watching, it is currently running neck and neck with, other currencies. And then it's going to one day be when everything changes, we're going to have this new global currency. Well, one of the things that bothers me about it is the term global. Because in a new world order, and you have global government, global religion, and global currency. It draws up red flags. There's no indication that this is going to be gold backed, and there's no indication that it's even a currency that I can tell. So what I would like to do is go through this video. Please watch this video all the way through because there's a lot of good information. And I know that a lot of you have a lot of questions as well. And I don't know that you're getting another side of this. You're just getting the one side. All right. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start. And the first thing that I want to show you is a very simple disclaimer. And basically all it says is this. It does not matter what we believe or don't believe. For what we believe or do not believe does not change the facts, whatever the facts may be. Facts do not care about our feelings or our beliefs. Remember, hope plus opium equals hopium. We do not want hopium, only the truth. We don't want false hope. All videos, articles, snippets of articles, and websites within this program are for educational and commentary purposes only. The copyright belongs to the original owners and owner. These videos have been made to the public, and DW Media makes no claims and does not endorse. All right, so the first video I want to show you is, it's actually a video by a man named Will Barney. He was on a, I guess like on a video, like a kind of like a, it's hosted and all that sort of stuff. And what I want to show you on this video is he talks about the QFS, and I'm only going to show that portion of it. I'm not going to show the whole video because I don't really think he talks about it in the entire video anyway. It's only like part of it. So I'm going to get to that spot here. And okay, so this is not Will Barney right here. This is actually the host of the video. And so we're going to go ahead and get into that right now, and we will talk about it. So here we go.
Oh yeah, thank you for joining us from down under, all over the world.
Great.
Let's see. Namaste. Hi, Will. We are all blessed by your positive, loving energy. Is the Fed now in alignment with the QFS or a deep state plan? Also, is the Global Monetary Authority a legitimate holder of our funds or deep state? This is from Dr.
Well, it's a good question, and I'm going to try to answer it the best way that I can at this point. Here's my understanding. The deep state is going all in because they're done. So they may as well go for broke, right? They're trying to push everything in. Oh, let's go to Fed now, Fed now. I think what's going to actually happen is the Fed now is going to end up being cover for a transition to QFS. And I don't think it's going to be harmful for us at all. At least from my sources, that's what I'm hearing. is that they'll use that'll be a cover story, and everybody will probably be freaking out about it, but it really will end up being a transition to a new system. So that's my understanding on that.
I was only going to run like about a minute or two of that, I guess. I didn't run very much of it. And that's where he talks briefly about the QFS. And I think he was in the banking business, as I understand, according to him. But my biggest problem with this is, again, it's a video talking about it briefly, but it's very vague. It doesn't really go into detail. It says that it's going to switch over to this, this QFS from the Fed now or whatever. Now, he could be right, but I'm not saying he's right or wrong about this. I just don't see any evidence of a QFS. And as we go through these videos and articles, maybe you will see a different side to this, and you will hear other people's testimonials about it who were involved in believing in this, but have since changed their stance on it, as far as I can tell from what I found. And so, we want to vet the information. We don't just want to take everything at face value that we see because, it's only coming from this source, these videos, but again, they're not pointing to anything. And so the big thing is we want to vet the information and make sure we're getting two sides of the coin, two sides of the story. And that's what I'm here to help out with. All right. So the next thing I want to talk about here is an article. And this article comes from coincodex.com. I will be putting this in the description, and that way you can click on it if you want to see the entire article. They're very good. I've got several like this, and I'm going to briefly just go through them. Okay, so the quantum financial system is a new financial system that some believe could challenge the SWIFT system and eliminate corruption, usury, and manipulation within the banking system. Now, from what I understand with the SWIFT system, that's just the way they transfer money. That's how they transfer funds, okay? However, it is important to note that the quantum financial system is not based on any recognized or publicly known technology or infrastructure. Also, there is no verifiable evidence to support the existence of implementation of such a system. Okay, so what is the quantum financial system? The quantum financial system, or QFS for short, is a purported financial system that has been the subject of various conspiracy theories, and that is true. There's no denying that. According to these theories, the QFS is a quantum-based technology that is said to replace the current financial systems and bring about significant changes in global banking and monetary transactions. It's worth mentioning that there is little information available regarding the technical characteristics of the QFS. In general, the quantum financial system is believed to leverage artificial intelligence and quantum computing to handle all financial transactions, eliminating the need for current financial systems such as SWIFT. So what I'm getting from this right here, just in this little bit, this isn't really about a new currency called the quantum financial system. It's not built on a digital currency as far as it being gold backed or anything like that. This has to do with quantum computing and AI for a faster way of transactions, so to speak. That's what it's starting to sound like here. What banks use the quantum financial system? No banks currently use the quantum financial system. However, it might be worth noting that large banks like JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs are piloting the use of quantum computers for advanced financial models. All right, when will it start? There's no timeline, so we won't even get into that part of that right there. And I won't get into this. This is just supposedly shows what the quantum financial system will do. Again, it's built around quantum computing and artificial intelligence. It says nothing about gold-backed currency in this article. All right, now, the bottom line, the concept of quantum financial system has been the subject of various conspiracy theories, suggesting it could replace current financial systems and eliminate banks as intermediaries. All right, the thing about this thing called eliminating banks, I don't know that that's what we need to do. I don't think eliminating banks is the solution at all. I think what the solution is eliminating the corruption and the control of our banks, making them more sovereign banks, built around a gold-backed, tangible sovereign dollar, sovereign currency. I think that's what needs to happen in the entire world. I don't think we need a global currency. Now, you might have it set up to where you're going to have better transactions globally when it comes to money and the exchange of money. That's what I can see there. And that's really about all I can see there. All right, so the next article I'm going to show you is called, it's called Bluequbit. I think I'm saying that correctly. And it states, what is the quantum financial system, QFS? As we delve into the realm of quantum financial system, quantum finance, a key term that often surfaces is the quantum financial system. As a cutting-edge technological advancement, the system harnesses the power of quantum computing to revolutionize the financial industry. It represents a paradigm shift in our understanding of financial transactions and systems, promising an era of greater security, speed, and transparency. Now, as I get further into this, I'm starting to see a connection with the central bank digital currencies, the CBDC. I think that's where all of this is going. I don't think it's what we think it is. I don't think it's what we're being told by these hopium videos that are being put out there. Quantum currency and cryptocurrency. Quantum currency is a hypothetical form of currency that would be used in the quantum financial system. This form of currency would be based on quantum computing and could potentially offer significantly improved security and speed over traditional digital currency. So it's about really just speed and security, right? It's not a whole new gold-backed digital global currency. I just don't see it. And I don't think that's what we want. I think we want our own sovereign security. What banks use the quantum financial system? Currently, no banks. No banks use a fully realized quantum financial system as it remains largely theoretical. And the quantum financial system they're talking about is not a gold-backed currency that's digital. However, several major financial institutions like JP Morgan, Chase, and Goldman Sachs, as we talked about earlier, are actively investing in quantum computing research. So basically, those two articles are saying just about the same thing, right? At least that's what it seems like to me. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is kind of a comical video here. Let's see here. This video is actually kind of just a little funny. Get some humor in this. So basically with this video, what we're seeing here is this guy's laying down, and underneath here it says Nasara Jasara and the new quantum financial system is not real. And we'll go ahead and play this real quick. It's a real short video.
And you didn't even know it. And what if I could prove it to you? And that you have a trust fund, and you're all trust fund babies. And that trust fund is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And so when you signed that mortgage, they borrowed out of your trust fund, paid it off. And then you just keep paying it back and paying it back.
Really short. So I kind of like that because there's a little humor there. And the guy that was up there talking, that was, I think, his name is David Straight, whatever he was talking about. So the point of this video is, yeah, I've heard all this before. It's been around for a long time. This so-called quantum financial system is not real. And that's what he's indicating himself. and that basically, people need to quit falling for this and start vetting the information better. And that's what we all need to do. But, again, we're only as good as the information we get. So we tend to believe that. If we have nothing else to compare it to, we want to believe that to a degree. But even I wouldn't want to believe that, because I don't think we need a global currency. We need our own sovereign money backed by gold. That's all we need to do here. We don't need all this. And it's kind of starting to not look like it's even really real, in my opinion. I don't know what you think about it, but please leave your comment. Always leave your comment. Show me some facts. Show me something there. Show me a video out there that somebody's actually interviewing an actual person in a bank or somewhere in the finance world that's real, talking about the quantum financial system and saying that this whole thing is actually going to happen. It's a gold-backed currency. And again, do we want a global currency? I'm a little iffy on that one. Okay, the last article is pretty much a lot like the ones we just read, but I just wanted to point something out here that there's more, I'm just trying to vet more than one source. What is the new quantum financial system? The quantum financial system is a proposed new financial technology that leverages quantum computing, quantum secure blockchain encryption, and quantum cryptography. It has been proposed as a replacement for traditional banking systems and has the potential to revolutionize industries that require significant computing power, such as the financial markets. Now, I get this article from altcoininvestor.com. Again, I will put these in the description if you want to check out the articles yourself. Now, I want to switch over to the next slide here with the same article. There was one thing in here I wanted to really point out that kind of drew up a red flag for me. So the quantum financial system is indeed a real concept and a subject of ongoing research and development, but has yet to be fully implemented globally. That's a red flag right there too, globally. Here's the biggest red flag. If we look at the timeline for one of the components of the QFS, parentheses CBDCs, central bank digital currency, red flag right there, which are anticipated to be completed over the next 5 years, we can expect the QFS not to achieve full-scale implementation until at least a point after that time. Some experts believe it could be fully implemented anywhere from the next 5 to 10 years. And, so it's not even really there yet. Even if we're talking about the so-called currency, there's no indication of it even being developed. It's like it's not even on the radar that I can tell. I mean, again, leave your comments, please. Do share. Do show. Please do show. Show me something. Show us all something, because it's only going to help us all out if we're wrong about this. But again, I'm just not seeing the information out there at all. I'm just not seeing it. All right, another short video by Altcoin Investor. They made this. It's called "What is the Quantum Financial System?" But I wanted you to hear it from them. It's actually a pretty good video. Let's check it out. And it's real short too.
And subscribe to our channel for more future updates. So let's start. In a quantum financial system, quantum computing is used to increase the speed and power of financial transactions through the use of blockchain technology. It is used to create a secure and transparent system for conducting financial transactions. The proponents of the QFS claim that it will be able to track all financial transactions in real time and prevent fraud and corruption through its advanced cryptographic algorithms. They also claim that the QFS will use a new type of currency that is backed by gold or other precious metals and will not be subject to inflation or market fluctuations. However, it is important to note that there is currently no evidence to suggest that the QFS is a real system that is being developed. It is always important to be critical of information found online and to verify any claims with reputable sources. What is the quantum financial?
And I can't argue with that. again, it's to verify the information, to vet the information, right? I think that's what we all need to do. But again, I get back to saying, look, we're only as good as the information we get, but we can't just trust, all these videos out there that don't point to facts. We just can't do that. I think it's important that, again, we really, really have to vet this information, because what we don't want to be is we don't want to be set up for a big letdown. I don't want to see that happening. There's no reason for that. There's already enough nonsense going on in the world. We don't need it on multiple fronts, do we? No. And if these truthers are going to put the truth out there, then they need to start really thinking about. They really need to start thinking about what they're doing and how they're affecting, people when they're putting this stuff out there. So I just think that we just really need to really be careful about what we put out there. Okay. Now, the next one I want to show you is a really, really great video. And again, I'm only going to run a few minutes of it. This is by right here you can see by the Coin Bureau. That's the handle on YouTube. He's got some really good videos out there. He's very, very knowledgeable about what's going on. So let me go ahead and play a few minutes of this, and then we'll talk about it briefly. All right, here we go. Oh. Here we go.
If you want to know what the people in power are planning, all you need do is listen. Last week, 4 of the world's most powerful people made public statements that could make or break the global financial system. No, I'm not talking about billionaires like Bill Gates or Elon Musk. I'm talking about the heads of the central banks of the United States, Europe, Japan, and the UK. The very people who turned Bill, Elon, and others into billionaires with their zero interest rate policies. So, in this video, we're going to summarize what these central bankers said and tell you why comments made by one of them could foreshadow a total economic collapse. This is a video you cannot afford to miss. The central banker discussion we'll be summarizing today took place in Portugal at the European Central Bank's Forum on Central Banking. It's easily one of the most intense discussion panels we've broken down, and I strongly suggest watching the whole thing if you have the time. Spoiler, the moderator was ruthless, so shout out to Sarah Eisen at CNBC for doing such a good job. You can see what I mean using the link in the description. Now, the discussion panel began with a few words from the moderator of the Central Banking Forum. She set the stage for the discussion by explaining that the Fed, ECB, and BOE have been raising interest rates to get inflation down to 2%, whereas the BOJ has kept rates low but is considering raising them. That's the Federal Reserve, European Central Bank, Bank of England, and Bank of Japan, in case anyone was wondering. Anyway, the event moderator concluded by asking an open question. How long will it take to bring inflation back down to 2%, and is it possible to do this without causing a recession? A somewhat funny question considering that the Eurozone recently entered a recession and the UK is arguably headed that way too. In any case, once the event moderator was done, Sarah took the mic, and the first question she asked the panelists was how much higher they will need to raise interest rates to bring inflation back down. The ECB's Christine Lagarde said they would be data dependent and left the door open to more hikes. Before the other central bankers could respond, Sarah modified the question in mid-air and directed it at BOE Governor Andrew Bailey. She asked him why the BOE recently raised rates by 50 basis points. Andrew said it's because the economy is strong. Sarah then asked him if people are angry at them for raising rates. Andrew was a bit stunned. All he could say is that they, quote, had to do it. For context, rising interest rates have hit Brits the hardest due to all the adjustable interest rate mortgages. And one of the top economists at the BOE told the British public back in April that we need to, quote, accept being poorer. Bollocks. Anyway, Sarah then turned on Fed Chair Jerome Powell and basically asked him, "The Fed recently paused, but you refused to call it a pause, but you also refused to call it a skip. So, what the hell is it?" Jerome reiterated his standard spiel: labour market tight, inflation too high, still see 2 more rate hikes coming, etc. Sarah wasn't having it. She asked Jerome why the Fed doesn't just raise right away. Jerome said they want to wait and see for lag effects. Sarah then asked, quote, "So, rate hike at every other meeting then?" Jerome, in total shock, insisted that the Fed hasn't decided that yet. Note that he's not used to getting his feet held to the fire in this way. For reference, asking these kinds of pressing questions at regular central banking press conferences would probably mean that you never get invited back again. It's incredible that Sarah was able to get away with it, and it makes me wonder whether she was given the go-ahead by the panelists in advance.
Okay, so that was by this gentleman here. His channel is called the Coin Bureau, and I just thought that was a great video to watch on the state of, what's really going on here with all the central banks and, everything out there as far as about the money and so on and so forth. And what kind of struck me on this too is when he mentioned the term adjustable mortgage rates. I remember back in 2006 when I appraised real estate down in Florida, and that career did not last long after the whole market crashed. And that was really what crashed the whole market, adjustable mortgage rates. And that effect happening that long ago is still having an effect today for the most part. I mean, there's no question about that. Okay, so that was a good video. Again, I will put the link in the description and let you go check it out and check out more of his videos because he's got a lot more like this. Very, very, very informative about what's really going on out there. Okay, the next, I thought this was the last article that I had. I'm sorry, I've got one more article here. It's real quick. I like this one here. It's very kind of like, I guess, in your face, kind of, sort of. What is the new quantum financial system? Again, this comes from Data Driven Investor, medium.datadriveninvestor.com. Cash as we know it will no longer exist. That should draw up a sincere red flag. How we use and define money will also change. There is a new global, worldwide initiative underway to remove the traditional monetary system and transition to a new global financial system. And what's really interesting about this is that it ties in with the quantum financial system, the QFS. That draws up red flags to me. I don't know about you, but it does me. The new quantum financial system is broadly defined as a new global international monetary system that uses blockchain, quantum computing to conduct financial transactions. Okay. Down here at the bottom, we are already seeing this with the worldwide implementation of central bank digital currencies. Red flag. I mean, again, do you see red flags jumping up all over the place here? I do. I see it. I don't know what these hopium videos are all about. I don't know why they keep putting this stuff out there, but they do. Not backing it by any evidence at all that this is going to be changing mankind or humankind or whatever we want to call it, right? It's not going to change nothing because I don't think it's real in the way we think it is. Not from what I'm seeing. All right, now, I have another great video, and this video I've been kind of waiting to show you. And I definitely, if anything, we want to watch this video. So you want to hang on here and watch this because it's very informative. This person, her name is Molly Ellmore. Molly Ellmore. Okay. And again, I will put a link in the description for her video. But I would like for you to watch this. It's very informative and listen to where she comes from and where she went with this. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about the concept of the rainbow currencies. This is a theory that's been circulating for a couple of years now, and it's most recently kind of come across my desk twice in the period of a week. And so I want to kind of break down what I learned, my beliefs about it, and kind of collect some feedback from all of you. Hello, I'm Molly Ellmore. Today we're going to talk about the future of money, specifically a couple of theories, concepts that relate to a financial reset, specifically NESARA and the quantum financial system. So a couple of years ago, I say early 2020, around the time the lockdowns happened, I went through my own awakening period and learned that many things in our world were not what I thought they were. That kind of led me to it going down quite a few different rabbit holes for where were we going to go from here. And I discovered some people who were kind of educating everybody about this idea called NESARA, which is essentially a reset of the global financial system, a return to the gold standard, essentially, and major changes like elimination of the IRS, no more debt, kind of a debt jubilee of sorts where all debts are forgiven, and it kind of restarts everything with sound money and sounds like this amazingly awesome, cool thing. And there was a couple of particular people back then that I was sort of following online, Simon Parks, Charlie Ward, and some other guys who were kind of discussing this topic regularly. And they made it sound like it was imminent. Like at any minute, this major reset's going to happen. It's going to be amazing and exciting. And they also kind of alluded to the fact that they had this sort of insider information that was, we didn't have access to, but we should trust them and they would steer us in the right direction. And the thing that happened was nothing. A whole lot of nothing happened. A whole lot of waiting for these imminent things to occur, and none of them happened. So after a little while, I kind of got bored, realized I got all sort of wrapped up in this emotional roller coaster of this stuff, and kind of got to the point where I was like, well, I don't know if this is true or not, but nothing seems to be happening. This is kind of distracting me and stressing me out. So I'm going to just focus on some other things. And I realized at that time that I didn't really know what sound money was. And that brought me into the rabbit hole of Bitcoin and kind of learning about crypto, which eventually took me to XRP and some of the other assets that I'm kind of focused on at this point. A couple of years before that, I had read The Creature from Jekyll Island, which, by the way, probably more than any other book, changed my life pretty dramatically. And one thing I found interesting was when I first heard about NESARA, I did come across a interview with the author of that book, G. Edward Griffin, where he was asked about NESARA, and he was like, I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. So I was like, interesting. These people talking about NESARA make it seem like it's this big deal that will change everything. But the guy who kind of wrote this massive book on the monetary system doesn't know what it is. So that was sort of a flag to me. So I actually kind of gave up on NESARA as an idea quite a while ago. And I actually did an interview with Mel Carmine a couple of months ago, I guess, where I had a debate with him about whether or not the Great Reset and NESARA are the same thing. And I don't know if I'm right about this. I just have a lot of questions about NESARA and this quantum financial system that I can't seem to get answers to. And one skill I have as an analyst is that when things don't line up, when I see or hear contradictions, this sort of alarm in my mind just goes ding, 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 telling me like these don't line up. Like these two things cannot both be true at the same time. And that is where I get a lot of these ding, 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 ding with NESARA.
And, you can't argue with that. I can't argue with that because, here's somebody who actually was was there and, and believed in that at one time, and then realized too, well, I don't see any truth to this. And therefore that changed everything. And that's kind of where I'm at, that's kind of where I'm at too with this. There's nothing here to indicate that this exists at all. And just hearing that from Molly, and I know there's a lot more people out there that are saying the same thing. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of more podcasters out there that I think are turning away from that too, because there's no evidence of it. They keep hearing about it, and then they keep some of them will go on some of these shows, and then they would. And another thing that really gets me too is all these dates. There's all these dates that are being predicted, like this is going to happen on this date and that date, and then when that date comes, it never happens. It's like false prophet stuff. It's nonsense. Okay? I mean, the last thing I would ever do is give a date on anything. So, I kind of wonder about that. It's almost like all they're trying to do is capture the attention of their audience and keep them, enthralled, or whatever the word you want to use, if that's even a word. But, I don't really know I really don't know what to say about this. But again, we just have to be vigilant on the information that we watch and that we take as truth. And I have to do better at that too. And that's what I'm working on now. And that's why it helps me to do my own research and make the videos that I make. Because I want to be able to also put a different narrative out there instead of just the same old rhetoric that's just designed to entice people in and keep them mesmerized and hanging on to something that may not be true. Why do that? That's just stressing people out. We have enough problems in this world. We don't need to keep doing this. All right, the last video I'm going to show you is, we've mentioned FedNow, and we've probably heard about FedNow. Is that fact or fiction? No, that's actually, I believe, to be true. And here is, here's the video coming up right now. Hang on one second here. And so, yes, it's called FedNow. And this gentleman here is going to talk about it for a minute. I'm not going to show the whole video clip. I'm only going to show about a minute of it, just to give you an idea of exactly what is FedNow. And so, I'm learning about this too, honestly. Okay, so here we go.
And your place within the payments ecosystem going to change?
Thank you so much for having me. Financial services is changing very rapidly, and payments specifically is changing very rapidly right now. We're going from a payment system that was really oriented around cards for quite a long time to now adding new payment trails into the system, and that hasn't happened since ACH and cards really started to scale back in the 70s and 80s. As we're starting to look at FedNow, this is going to be a brand new payment rail coming in. And we expect it to increase consumer choice, increase competition, increase optionality for people out there. So we're really excited for where the potential of it is, but it's very early. We've just launched FedNow with 35 banks. Hopefully it goes from 35 to many, many more soon, but it's still in the early stages.
How much of a competitive threat is it to fintech in and of itself?
So I actually think that FedNow is a large accelerant to fintech. So when you think about the way that you get paid, perhaps for payroll, when you think about the way that you send money to a friend, when you think about the way that you maybe transfer funds from your brokerage application back into your checking account, today it oftentimes takes 3 days. You're using the legacy ACH system, which is a wonderful system, has scaled incredibly far, but it's slow. As you look at FedNow is going to be an instant addition to that. So you could run, yes, a slow transaction on ACH still for quite a long time, or you could use FedNow to deposit those funds instantly or move them a lot faster than you would otherwise.
Zach, good morning from San Francisco. Good afternoon to you in New York. There'll be viewers of Bloomberg Technology here in America that say the instant transfer of funds 24/7, 365 days a year. Yes, that's what I want. But it sounds like the reality of this kind of nationwide rollout is still a way away. When do you see it as sort of a commonplace standard for transactions in this nation?
Run a whole lot of that. I mean, I just wanted you to see that there is this FedNow idea. I guess He said like 35 banks have it now. But again, I'm not really clear on exactly what it's going to be, how that's going to affect us, as citizens, and what the real final, what the final agenda is with that, if it even means anything, at all. I just don't know. And so I don't know. Give me your thoughts on this. Because I think I would like to hear from you. I really would. Show me, if you know more about FedNow and what it's going to be. If you have facts, if you have more videos, you want to put a link in the comments, please do. I mean, we want to help each other out, and we want to, we need to get more engaged is what we need to do. All right. So with that, I appreciate you all showing up tonight and watching this video. Pass it on, share it, subscribe to this channel. Please do. Come by and visit independencenation.com. And thank you all very much. Y'all have a great day.
DW Media.